Yeah, honestly, dude,
Yeah.
I'm freaking pissed right now.
Yeah,
dude.
I know.
I can't even put it into words. I'm so angry, and all the people have betrayed me.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the 24th episode of the TrueShot Guest Spot. It is me, Richard, from TrueShot, and as you can see if you're watching the video version, I got the new TrueShot dad hat on here, so if you want to grab one of those, head over to our merch store, trueshot.downrightmerching.com. But anyways, my guest today, Taylor Barber, vocalist for the band Left to Suffer. They just recently released a track on Friday titled Anger, and song's heavy. Song is so good. And me and Taylor, man, this is the first time he and I have talked, but man, we talked like we were old buddies. I mean, we talked for almost 2 hours, just about a bunch of different stuff with music and his time on TikTok and his band blowing up over there. His not relation to Tom Barber from Chelsea Grin and Darko. Man, it was a good time. And towards the end of the podcast, me and Taylor really had a nice discussion, a nice talk about a little bit of his background, because we know him now as, you know, a deathcore vocalist, a metalcore vocalist, whatever. This guy is a bona fide athlete. I mean, seriously. And so he goes into detail about that, so you really got to check that out. But anyways, I'll be quiet. Here's Taylor Barber of Left to Suffer.
I just didn't know. I like to respect people's boundaries, you know what I mean? Like, because like some people, like I've done a podcast before, and I asked that question, and they were just like, "Yeah, I'd prefer if you didn't, bro. It's pretty illegal where I'm from, so I'm probably gonna get in trouble for it." And I was like, I don't think that's how that works, but like, I mean, cool, I guess. I get it.
Yeah, the local police department's scouring.
I was like, they're watching you, bro, just because you're talking to me right now. Like, you're under FBI surveillance now.
Yeah, the biggest fan of the podcast is the director of the FBI. He's just looking after him. But
he's literally looking out for you, dude. He knows that I'm a menace to society.
Exactly. But Taylor Barber, what's going on?
What's going on, bro? How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I know that I'm glad that we're doing this. We had some weird audio. I don't know what the fuck was going on, but it was very strange. But anyways, we're here now, and
we have made it.
Yeah. And so we're actually, when we're filming because this podcast is going to come out in a couple weeks from when we're recording it now. But when we are recording it, this is Inauguration Day. I just want to ask you, do you feel disrespected?
Disrespected, like, by, you know, all the stuff that happened last week?
No, because you're King Bree and you're not.
Dude. That's really all I gotta say.
You got these characters, Biden and Trump and Pelosi, and you got King over here. I mean, what's going on?
And then you got King Bree right here, bro. And like, I'm just getting pooped on, dude. Like, it's not cool.
How many votes did you receive in the election?
Honestly, dude, I can't even tell you, but I know it was by a huge margin.
I saw that you got what would it be? 42,069 votes. What do you think of that?
It's not enough. We need to amp these numbers up so I can win the next election.
Exactly.
Whoever I'm going against is going down.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I'm glad we got that out of the way. I really wanted to just address that. Then the other thing I wanted to address too, over or under, I was going to say 23 times that you've been asked if you're related to Tom Barber.
Dude, over for sure. It's because there was this one time, especially because so I did a hostage cover like forever ago, right?
Yeah.
And he ended up like reposting it, and then I had all of his followers like sliding into my DMs and everything, and they were just like, dude, or like, are you like his brother? Or like, bro, like, are you like his fucking cousin or like whatever? And I was just like, no. I'm not. We just have the same last name. Honestly, dude, it's like asking me if I'm related to Tiki and Marion Barber, who played in the NFL. You know what I mean? Like, they can't.
Well, you look more like them than Tom, just to be fair.
Right? Yeah. See, like, exactly. But like, it's like the same thing. It's just like they're just basing it solely off of a last name. You know, and it's just like they're, you know, and I feel like it's just a little bit of them is just reaching so hard. They want us to be related so they could be like, dude, oh my God, like these guys are two like really good vocalists, dude, and they're just like the same person.
Yeah. See, you guys should have leaned into that. You should have messaged Tom and you should have said, listen, let's make this something. It could have been like
I literally have screenshots. He did never answer to it, but I have screenshots that said, I was like, yo, dude, like everyone's asking me if I'm your brother. We should just totally roll with it.
Yeah.
And then he didn't say anything, but
that's too
whatever.
It could have been like Kane and Undertaker from WWF back in the day when everybody thought they were brothers. And
right. Yeah.
It could have been the same thing. That would have been cool.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I mean, honestly, it would be pretty cool if I was Tom Barber's brother. I feel like I'd have a little bit more clout.
Yeah, well, especially, you know, that Darko stuff going on now, man. That's really cool. And I know that you have a side gig as well. It's not like dark. It's not heavy, but you have it's called Phone Booth, correct? I know you're talking about Left to Suffer, but I just want to touch on that real quick.
Right now, yeah, that's just something that I started doing. So I we got back from tour in like February, and hold on, let me turn off my fucking sound. Can you hear me still?
Yeah.
Okay. I just didn't want my notifications to start pissing me off. But so I get back from tour or whatever, and I'm like, you know, I'm a huge 1975 like Pale Waves, The Weeknd like fan. Like I love that's like my go-to kind of music. Interesting. All right. And right, yeah, that's like that's like the majority consensus of like the reaction that I get when I say that. People are just like, "Oh, well, that's fucking weird." But
Tom Barber's brother, what the fuck?
Nah, yeah, but so like I just started writing it, and I ended up getting my first single done like really quickly. I just like was sitting in the, you know, in our studio because we have a little outdoor studio at my house, and like because my roommate is an audio engineer. Oh, so cool. I just go out there and I hang out. Yeah, and so I ended up just writing the song, and then I ended up I was like, oh, this is really cool, and I sent it to a bunch of my friends, and I was like, yo, what do you think about this? And then me and all of my roommates and our old videographer, his name is Roy, he lives like 30-45 minutes away from me, and then we all made like a music video for it, and like he came over and like filmed it, and like it was a whole like quarantine like homie, like we just did it ourselves kind of thing. So like I just had a lot of fun with it. So I have like a super hardcore emotional tie to all of that because of, you know, just all of my friends coming together to like help me create something. I just thought it was really cool. Yeah, no, that is really cool. We've seen a lot of you know, guys that are, you know, like we've seen it in the past too, like people that are in heavier bands will do like a side thing that's, you know, not obviously heavy, but especially like with quarantine now, it seems like that seems to be the move for somebody who's, you know, proficient in at least doing that stuff. I mean, if you can do it, why not? You know, especially with no touring and no shows, a lot of spare time. Well, quarantine's got everyone in their fields, dude. So all the sad music is about to start coming out anyway. So I mean, it just makes sense. Only that's kind of where I was at because I ended up having I got broken up with over our tour in January or whatever. So I was just like super sad boy mode. So I ended up just writing a song about it, which was cool. It was like really cathartic, but. Yeah. Jeez. The king lost his queen. Unbelievable. Whatever, dude. I'm better off. Yeah, exactly. There you go. There's plenty of other queens in the sea. Exactly. I'm saying, dude. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. But all right. So we're here mainly to talk about your band, Lost at Last. No, I'm kidding. Left to Suffer. Oh, I hate you. I'm so mad that you know that now because of Jeff, dude. Jeff said it on your podcast, and I was like, son of a bitch. He's going to bring it up. Oh, yeah. No, for sure. But no, you guys have, you know, because obviously we kind of met because I did an EP reaction review thing. Which was awesome, by the way. I really like that. Like that whole thing that you do, like whole EP reaction, you grade them out. That's really entertaining, bro. Like I really enjoy that. Yeah, I decided to do the grading thing, not to like, you know, obviously try to like
oh, this song sucks, this song, but just like it's just more than just like, yeah, like that was cool. All right, on to the
I feel
next.
like it just diversifies the experience because a lot of people are just like, I'm going to react to the whole thing and then tell you why I don't like it or why I like
Right.
it. You know what I mean? But you adding, I feel like a grade just kind of makes it a little bit more fun to watch, I guess, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, man, but I'm not really like an album listener. Like I like to operate in singles format. So when I grade them song by song, I feel like I'm experiencing that, which, you know, some people be like, well, that fucking song's not meant to be a single. It's like, well, it's a single track on the
Well, that's why well, the music industry has changed so much, dude, because like everyone back in the day was just like, I want to listen to an album all the way through. And it's like, dude, like I'm the same way as you. And it's like, that is a huge, vast majority of the music industry now is like, people just don't want to sit through a 30 to 45 minute piece of music. You know what I mean? And like, they just can't do it. Their attention spans are getting pulled in like literally millions of different directions.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's why because we write like single to single and everything, but I mean, we've recently made something that's like, you know, but like all of them can stand alone as singles, you know what I mean? So like all of them have, you know, their own thing. They don't rely on the song before it or the song after it to finish it. You know what I mean? It's like, so, I mean, I'm the same way, dude. I can't really sit through an entire album anymore unless it's like by some band that I'm just literally in love with. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. There's the feel, but it's like, guys, like, listen, I'm not this guy who sits in front of the fireplace with a monocle doing Sudoku listening to a 3-hour Tool album. I don't have time for that. You know, I don't
even like Tool anyways. You know, hot take.
Yeah, me neither.
But
is that a Nickelback shirt you're wearing?
Absolutely not. This is a some like clothing company or whatever from online. Like they send me clothes and stuff. But I don't know. That's not a fucking Nickelback shirt.
Well, if in the middle it looked like the way that it was crossed over the W, it looked like
dude. No, it's fine because I've literally gotten that before. I don't know why. Like that is so funny because like I got it and I was like, oh yeah, no, dude, it's like it's whatever.
Has what are those demons called? They're called the
Hanya.
Hanya, yeah. I got one on my stomach, so I should have remembered.
Oh,
that.
sick!
It fucking hurt.
That probably hurt. Yeah, I was about to say that probably hurt.
Yeah, I went one day, got the line work done, then I stayed in the town overnight, and then I went back the next day and got the shading. Worst mistake I've ever made in my life.
Oh my God. I did that with one tattoo, bro. Never doing that shit again because it is like swollen and they're just digging back into it the next day and you're just like, dude, the whole time.
Especially on an area like the stomach or like
bro, you're a trooper for doing that on your stomach, dude.
I've literally said to women, I'm like, listen, I know you say childbirth's bad, but I'd rather give birth to triplets than do that. I mean, straight up, like that was like the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. But
dude, I could only imagine that on my stomach, dude, because I was like struggling because I'm on my forearm. Yeah. And I could not. You got me fucked up. Nah, I'm good.
Well, in the other place too, I don't know where you have tattoos at, but I have them like pretty much my entire torso is covered, and like right here is mad weird. It's like a weird butterfly feel. Yeah, it's like a buzzing, like a butterfly feeling, and then like under here isn't great.
I like
right there is good. I like right there. It's easy.
I think the most like painful spot that I got tattooed was probably the inside of my elbow, like the divot or whatever. Just like crease in your elbow, dude. That shit sucked. And my hands suck too. I'm not gonna lie. This shit was trash.
I gotta be honest. That's why I kind of wanted to tie in the tattoo. I'm jealous of the hand tattoos.
Are you, bro? Yeah, our old fucking drummer did this or whatever. It's pretty cool. It's like a skull and like a night helmet or whatever.
Yeah, I've looked at his work. He's good because a lot of times like you hear about my friend's a tattoo artist and it's like okay, all right, but he's right. He's really good.
No, he's a professional. He's been doing it for 8 years now.
Oh Jesus.
We've been like I guess I've been homies and in a band with him I was in a band with him for like 3 years, and and like he's just progressively gotten so much better because he was at the same shop until last year for 7 years. And then he moved to a new shop last year and he has just been dude, he has been killing it at that new shop. And like, I don't know. I feel like a fire got lit under his ass when he left that other shop, because his work now is unreal, dude. Like, he just did this whole thing. Hold on. This fucking piece on my arm is like this giant, hold on.
Oh, geez.
It's like this huge fucking,
I thought you were going to say he designed your Nickelback shirt for you. Okay.
this giant, like, alien skull thing.
What the fuck is that? I like that.
Right?
It's like so
It's
weird.
nuts.
I love that stuff, but it's like
he
so.
just has like a bunch of like his brain is a crazy place, dude. Like, he is one of the most like zany individuals I've ever come to know in my entire life. I love that dude to death, but
yeah,
he is just he's probably one of the most energetic, like, chaotic people to be around, but in the best way. You know what I mean? Like, he's just energy all the time, and he's always like rapping, and he's always just like, oh yeah, skit scat, patty whack, da 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 ba ba. You know what I mean? Like, just saying whatever, like, random ass words and shit. But yeah. Anyways, if you're, I got a little tangent about him, but if you're in Georgia, go to Levi Dunn for your tattoos, because he's badass.
Cool. Well, no, it's encouraging to see a band put out a post in the notes app, and it's not something bad. It was just an amicable split. So that was encouraging to see, because a lot of people, when they see the notes app, like, oh god, what happened now? You know what I mean?
Right. Especially now, dude, with all the cancel culture stuff going on, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, it's no hard feelings, dude. He just being, dude, he was so busy with being like a tattoo artist full time, bro. Like, I mean, he was getting people coming from out of state to come see him.
Yeah.
And like, just a bunch of, like, he just booked up, dude. Like, I'm pretty sure his books were like full through like February, like 4 months ago.
And I mean, let's face it, being a tattoo artist, you make a couple more dollars than being in a metalcore, deathcore.
Absolutely. I'd say like $3 max, like $3 more max
per hour. Yeah.
No, but yeah, dude, he's just, that's been his passion for years, dude. I'm gonna miss that dude to death for sure, because we're probably not gonna see him much anymore. But yeah, I'm always gonna love him, dude. He just chose his, he wanted to do that path, bro, and like, that's fine. Like, I have no bitterness towards that. It's fine. But our new drummer is tight as well. So I mean, I feel like it just kind of, in a way, just worked itself out. Alex came in on a really weird like spot, like just coming off a fresh like split between us and Levi, and learned our entire EP in like a week, dude. Like, he was just like, and he just destroys it, dude. Like, he just came in there, and we're all vibing. Like, now, like, I'm literally about to go to practice, probably like right after this podcast, so we're about to go chill, and then we're all about to go get band tattoos. But yeah, man, it's just like, it's just crazy, like, to see like how like Alex just like dispersed himself, because he was in Weeping Wound, and then he like ended up splitting from Weeping Wound, like, I guess like a year maybe ago. And then I started talking to him because, Levi expressed that he wanted to do tattooing, whatever. So I started talking to him, sent him our stuff, and then he came to a practice like right after we like talked about it and then split up. And then he has just been hitting the ground running, bro. Like, it's crazy to see how hard that dude is working. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, man, I can relate to that. I think that's really cool. Our very first drummer, actually my band formed because I was just like, one day I just asked a friend of mine who was a drummer that I've known for like 10 years. I was just like, hey, you want to do this? And then like, he just he's more of like just a fan of music than he'll drum, but like, he just wasn't really meant for the band thing, and that's cool. I mean, that's totally fine. Still a whole the other two drummers after him, though, they can fuck off. I'll be honest with you, but it's
I feel you, bro.
But no, now we have a fill-in drummer, and it's one of those situations where he's so goddamn good. I'm like, we're in New Hampshire, man. There ain't many drummers. Who the fuck's gonna play this shit? You know what I'm saying? But no, so I respect that. Sometimes it just doesn't work out, and for not even for a bad reason. It's just like hey, this is just how I feel, and I think that's really cool.
No, yeah, man. Alex is dude, he's come in, like, we've been chilling all the time, and like he's just such a, like, because we Left to Suffer, like, we've like at the beginning we really tried to base the ideology of like us, like, as a band, whoever's like, it's different because back then we had this like the fantasy of like, we're gonna be all original members and like no one's fucking leaving, dude. Like, And yeah, that got shot down pretty quickly. And but you know, now we're at the stage where it's like, if you're gonna be in the band, we don't want to do fill-ins unless like, dude, it's like dire straits. You know what I mean? Like we will if we have to, but we don't want to. We want to have members. And so, you know, it was scary for us to like step away from like, yo, dude, I've been with this same group of 5 dudes for years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like now it's like it's going to be a completely different person trying to come in and like match the vibe that us 4 have. And that's an intense situation. If I was going in to a situation where like I'm about to join a band that's like, you know, they've been together for 3 years and they all knew each other, and like now I'm just some random ass, you know, component that's just walking into the situation. And I commend Alex for just being ready for that, dude. Like, because I don't know, like I would be nerve-wracking for me. But
absolutely, yeah.
And like, so yeah, dude, like I was saying, reverting back, like we just we like try to pride ourselves on like us being like homies, you know what I mean? Like I see my band all the time. We like moved into the same like vicinity so we can all hang out with each other as much as we possibly can.
That's cool.
So like we literally like, I mean, dude, Peter lives like 30 minutes from my house. I live with Christian, our bass player. He's literally in the shower right now. And like our fucking guitarist lives with his girlfriend literally like 30 minutes in like the other way. So like we all like come together, and like Alex lives in Alabama, but he's still like, he's making the 2-hour drive right now. He does it like once, maybe twice a week, dude. Like he is, that's what I'm saying. Like we all just chill, bro. And I feel like he said he's already expressing that he wants to move to Georgia anyways. So like, it's just kind of solidifies that point, but
that's awesome. Yeah. So speaking of Georgia, I know that, you know, are you like kind of closer to Atlanta? Are you in that area? Like,
I'm like 45 minutes from Atlanta.
Okay. So
yeah, so like not bad, but I go into Atlanta all the time. I used to work at the Masquerade, so.
Oh, word. Okay. Oh, yeah. Because I was going to ask you, what is that? The heavy music scene? Because I know, you know, you're closer to Atlanta. I imagine that's mostly like, you know, hip hop, that kind of stuff in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So what's the heavy scene like down there?
I mean, dude, there are some talented bands, bro. Like, I don't know if you ever heard of a band called A Legacy Unwritten.
No.
They're like a super, like none of them got really big though. You know what I mean? Like none of the bands
I can think of. Yeah.
Yeah. None of the bands from Georgia are like, I feel like they don't care enough or they just don't know what to do. You know what I mean? Because like because I mean, dude, ever since quarantine has hit, I feel like us and like 3 other local bands have like released music over quarantine. So like I'm just confused to why they're not doing anything. And like I used to be huge, like not in our local scene. Like I used to just go to local shows all the time.
Oh, okay.
Like I used to grind that shit, dude. Back when I was in my first bands, any local show that I saw popped up, I'd be there. It doesn't matter where the fuck it was. It could be in like South Georgia, North Georgia, in Atlanta, like wherever. I was always there. And so I became friends with a lot of bands. And then all of those people now, like, aren't doing anything, or they're just like saying, oh yeah, we're just gonna wait till we can play shows again to release. And I'm like, dude, that is like the dumbest thing. I can't wrap my mind around that. They're like, well, how am I supposed to promote? It's like, bro, use the internet. The internet is such a tool that these kids like just aren't using, dude, because they feel like it's like cringy, or they feel like it's like they don't want to like I don't know, like I don't understand the mindset, bro. Like you get it because you do the reaction shit, bro. Like, and I'm on TikTok. I just hit like 25,000 followers.
I saw that, yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like it's just like you can use the tools around you to like get your shit out there. You know what I mean? And I just feel like they just don't want to do it, or they don't care. And that's what I'm saying. Like I just don't understand the mindset.
Well, it's nice to know that it seems like all local scenes are pretty much the same, because that's exactly how it is up here. A lot of people just kind of took the quarantine off as if they're, you know, every time I die, or as I lay die, like, you know, they're like,
right, or bring me the horizon or some
like,
shit, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they just took it off. They're like, yeah, we'll just get back to work. It's like, okay.
Well, honestly, bro, like it's gonna separate us from those bands, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I
agree.
I mean, because we're still, I guess, like we would be a local regional band, I guess. You know what I mean? We're not like huge,
right? But
like, I mean, I don't know, like it's whatever, dude. I don't know the whole caliber system of bands. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get that, but I mean, it's just like it's gonna let those like bands who really want it separate themselves from like we're weekend warrior, like fucking I have a 9 to 5, so I just do a band on the job guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the people who really want it are out there grinding, like the 3 or 4 other local bands that I said that are like constantly releasing music and trying to put out content,
Right.
like doing whatever they can do. And like, you know, it just, I don't know. It just goes to show that, like, I mean, there is like, you know, my bad. I don't know. It's going to separate the men from the boys is what I'm trying to say.
I know what you're saying. Yeah. Cause I'm sure you do, especially cause, you know, I know that you're, you know, pretty well known. I mean, you get a lot, I see a lot of people that engage with you, like at least on Facebook. That's just one outlet. But I know for me, I have people that message me and they're like, hey man, you know, I see what you're doing with TrueShot. Can you help me out on my, and I'm like, man, like it's not the same. Like I can't replicate what I'm doing for myself for you. I mean, I could show you how to run a Facebook ad, but that's not the same thing. Like for my band, and I know for you, it's consistent. Even if it's not releasing music, it's some kind of content just so people get Left to Suffer, TrueShot.
Exactly. And that's why we ran that fucking album into the ground, dude. Like our Year of Suffering or whatever, we like released all of our singles. Then we like released the Year of Suffering, which we were supposed to release like months prior.
Jeff was telling me that. Yeah.
Yeah. But so we like drudged that whole thing out, dude. And like all the time we're writing an EP while we're trying to put this album out, which was like stressful as fuck. So like I'm like trying, and like, okay, so like spoiler, it's a concept EP. I'm like in the mindset of like trying to follow this concept EP, right? But also trying to like mentally release fucking A Year of Suffering at the same time. So it's like, you know, you got to like plan your shot for after, especially in quarantine. You have to plan your shot for after, like while you're or like before you roll out what you have, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because like we ended up going to a producer. Well, Ryan already said it on his podcast, but we went to Josh Travis for like our EP. So we have and so it's pretty cool, man. Like we have actually diversified our sound so much by like him being a part of like our process and everything.
Right.
And dude, I can't explain to you how stoked and like emotionally attached I am to this EP that we're about to put out, bro. Like,
well, dude, I mean, I'm a massive Amur fan, so when you say that, I mean,
yeah, bro. I mean, I used to be a Danza fan, bro, and I am a Danza fan, bro. Like, I fucking love Josh Travis, dude. So like, whenever we got that, like, because so how it came about is like, you know, Jeff manages us, and but we have like, I guess like a co-manager, and it's Ryan from Fit for a King. And he's just homies with everybody in the fucking music scene, it seems. Right. But so he showed Josh, I guess, like some stuff and asked if, you know, he would be interested in like writing or like, you know, writing with us and like helping us like record our shit or whatever. We all recorded it at my house, but we sent it to him and like we would bounce shit back and forth. Right. And so we ended up getting in touch or whatever. I got in touch with him, and then like he like FaceTimed me one time, and I about shit my pants, bro. I was just like, holy shit, bro. Josh Travis is FaceTiming me right now, and I just was like, I was sitting there, I was like, okay, cool. I gotta be cool. I can't be like, holy fuck, dude. Like, yeah, I had like it was a super hard fangirl moment the entire time. Like literally the whole time we were fucking sending stuff back and forth, because he would be texting me all day, like sending me stuff that he added into the songs, and he would be like, hey man, like, what do you think about this? And I'm just like, I would like get really high and realize that I'm talking to Josh Travis, and I'm just like, holy shit, dude. Like,
well, that gets me even more excited, because I at the time of this podcast releases, your new song, I believe it's called Anger, will have been out, because that's coming out January 29th, which I'm stoked to do. I'm stoked to do a reaction to that one, man. I wish I was trying to get Jeff to, because I know that you don't have the final cut at the time of this recording. So I was like, hey, you got that reaction? Because we'll do it. And then, you know, I can talk about it. You don't have it yet. And that's fine, because I know that, especially if you have a music video that's a little bit more involved than just, you know, people in a warehouse. It's, you know.
We had Nick Chance from Distinguisher film our music video.
Oh, cool. You know, it's funny. I live in New Hampshire, and I used to work with a girl who said that her cousin is the drummer for Distinguisher. And I knew that she was
cool.
I knew she wasn't lying because who the hell's going to bring up Distinguisher? You know what I mean? No,
Right. That's like it's such
like
a random band.
Right. If they were like, yeah, like I'm brothers with Ollie from, it's like, okay, well, but
Yeah.
bring up Distinguisher, it's like, okay, like,
yeah,
pretty cool. So I was like very surprised by that because I like Distinguisher. Distinguisher is a heavy band.
Yeah.
And
dude,
I think
Nick is super sick, bro. We filmed for 14 hours.
Oh my God.
Yeah, bro. Dude, I literally got off, like, we, like, fucking finished filming our last scene, which was, like, a full band performance shot when we did it, a couple times, and I, like, walked outside and, like, lit up a cigarette, and I was like, I could fucking fall asleep standing up right now. I was so tired. I just remember the day I took off, like, 2 days of work after it, and I was so happy that I did that because, I woke up, I was so sore, bro. I was like, oh my God, my neck and, like, my back and shit, and my legs. I was just like, I cannot believe that I'm this sore right now because I used to play football. I played, like, a year of college football, and
where at?
Dean College up in Massachusetts.
No shit. Okay. All right.
Yeah. I lived in Boston for a whole year of my life, bro.
Dude, no way. All right. Cool. All right.
Yeah. And so I did all that shit, dude, and, like, I don't think I've been that sore since I played football, bro. Like, no shit. Because I was just like I said, I'm just so emotionally invested in this EP that, like, I feel like for our music video, I just threw down way harder because I feel I'm just genuinely going to be, like, honest that I feel our new music way more than I felt any of the stuff on A Year of Suffering. Gotcha. Like, Load is fun to play live because of the reaction. People are like, oh, fuck yeah. You know what I mean? Like, but, and Burden, I guess, but, like, the rest of them are just, like, they're decent songs, but I just feel like they're not as, like, put together and, I guess, like, mature sounding as the stuff coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I kind of, and it's I don't know if that's it's got to be like a vocalist thing because, with guitar and bass, I mean, you can, you have something that's kind of the focus of your performance. But I know for me as a vocalist, when our EP, which I'm not a fan, I've been on record multiple times. I'm just not. I just don't. It just doesn't make me channel that.
Right. No.
Instinct, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And so it makes me not want to.
Got to hit a certain frequency, bro. I get it, dude.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, there was some stuff that I was just like, even when because all of our new songs that we've released in 2020, like, we haven't been able to play them live. So the last time people saw us live was that EP, and I probably look like a doldrum up on stage because I'm just like, I'm just like, yeah, this is cool,
right? Yeah, and, like, your guitar, do your guitars go hard, or all of y'all just like?
No, they move around because they like playing, like, because my guitar player, my bass player are very instrumentally riffy kind of guys, so they like, so they'll be like, oh man, I love this song, and I'm like, yeah,
or like that fucking really, like, crazy,
yeah. Well, he loves it, and so because, like, there's one song that we have that. So, by the way, I'm going to use this podcast with you just to say this because, I'm a visionary, and I'll tell you why. Because in 2019, we released the EP that I'm talking about, and I named a song after my mom who passed away, and now everybody's following suit, naming songs after deceased relatives. And I just want to let everybody know that I started that. I just want
shout out to Darko. They just released Donna, dude. Like, what's good with that, bro?
I know, and it's funny because.
That song is amazing, though.
Yeah, it is. We just,
like, genuinely, bro. Like,
today,
I guess I'm kind of friends with Josh from
your brothers with Tom. So yeah,
yeah, right. So, like, I know all of them, dude. But, like, yeah, me and Josh Miller, like, chat sometimes, and I've because I played with Spite on that fucking tour or whatever in February, and on that, and he was playing drums for Spite or whatever. So I got to hang out with him at that show, but. Yeah, bro, I hit him up and I was just like, man, this song, bro, like, is really fucking good, dude. Like, and he was just like, thanks so much, dude. But that song fucked me up. I low-key cried the first time I fucking listened to it.
Well, yeah, so we did a reaction to it on Monday and it posted today. And so Spirit Box, that got me to cry. And then for this one, I got my guitar player Adam to cry on Darko. So I was like,
oh, nice.
I was like, it's not gonna get me. I'm not.
Wait, so which Spirit Box song? Constance?
Constance, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, of course, dude. That song is beautiful.
And it's funny because we because I know that you've used Eric DiCarlo for a video, and he's kind of like our go-to guy at this point. He's relatively close to us, and
Yeah.
we're planning on a video that's quite cinematic. Like it's very like I wrote up a treatment for it and everything.
Sick.
And I'm like, I really want to do. I'll tell you about it if you're interested to know off of this, because I don't want to give anything away.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm definitely interested.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy stuff. But anyway, enough about me. Let's start at the beginning here. Let's start. I want to get the timeline correct for Left to Suffer. Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
You said that you were in other bands before, which I think is so. I want to start there. Now, did you ever join new bands, or did you start original bands? Because I feel like as a vocalist, at least from my point of view, TrueShot's my first band ever. So I can imagine going into another. I just feel weird to sing somebody else's words. I don't know. That's probably a me thing. But are all your
So So I for my first band, I joined, and like it was like a fucking dude. It was not a real band. We played like fucking Asking Alexandria covers and like shit. Yeah. And then so I said, yo, fuck all you guys. And then I fucking created a new band by myself. I just like brought a bunch of people in. And then I did that until I got to, I played bass in a band for a minute.
Oh,
and then, for like 6 months maybe. And then, and they were like, it was also like, it was another local band at the time. Right. And then I got to my band that before I got to Lost at Last, I created, and like that was all me. And then so Lost at Last was like my first band that I ever had to sing someone else's lyrics.
Interesting.
So
okay.
I'm gonna tell you the origin story of how I I'm at this girl's house. I'm chilling, whatever. And I'm in Imperishable, the band from way before. Mm-hmm. And I'm kicking it. I get a call from this random guy that I know through the local scene, right? He's like, hey man, like what are you up to right now, man? Like, do you can I stop by and show you something real quick? Bro, I had talked to this guy like 4, maybe 5 times prior, like in person, like at like local shows. And it wasn't like we have hung out. Like I haven't really like totally like hung out with this guy. So I was confused on why this dude is just randomly calling me. And so I was like, yeah, bro, like pull up. Like I sent him my address, and
local band killer documentary about to be made here. Like Craigslist.
Bro, yeah. So like he pulls up and like sits in the driveway. I go out there, and I see that, it's Peter driving and Jacob's in the passenger seat. Okay. So I'm like, okay, I don't know these guys, whatever, dude. Like this was like dude, by the way, preface, I was homeless at this time.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. So, and then, so I get in the back of Peter's car, and they play me their entire EP of like, what they already wrote. And, they told me I had to keep lyrics that the other fucking vocalist like wrote on one of the songs, because it was already released and like something on Bandcamp. It wasn't even like really released. It was like CD pressed and like put on Bandcamp. Oh, so yeah. I was like, yeah, bro, that's fine. So like we record this like really shitty EP, bro. Like it was like terrible. And like, the instruments were sick. I could tell that these guys were just better than the people that I was working with. Right. So I immediately quit Imperishable and I joined Lost at Last. And then like 2 weeks into me being in Lost at Last, I was so balls deep in this band that I moved in with Levi, our old drummer. Mm-hmm. And I lived with him for like a year and a half. And then we ended up like, dispersing, going and doing or whatever. But, yeah, bro, like fucking, that was like the only time I've ever had to like really record someone else's lyrics was on a Behemoth or whatever. But fun fact, that Behemoth was actually stripped and is now what is Lost at Last by Left to Suffer. Like the same, like we like paid homage to like one of our old songs and like brought it back, but like revamped it and shit.
Cool. All right. And then so there's that. So you're Lost at Last, and then you said that you worked at the Masquerade. Is that how you met Jeff?
No, I actually met Jeff after I left the Masquerade.
Okay, all right.
I like moved farther away, so I had to quit. You know what I mean? So I was like,
Gotcha.
fuck it, I can't drive a fucking hour to work every day, there and back, because I would get off at 4 a.m., dude, and I'd have to drive back home and not be home till like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? So I was just like, this is too much, and so I started like, you know, like I said, I got really involved in the local scene during that time, and so I was continuously still going to shows, and I would go see like my, you know, my favorite bands, whatever. I'd go see. Who fucking whatever, dude. I go to shows at the Masquerade, and that's where I met Jeff. He started like cutting up with me, and I was just like, oh, okay, cool, this guy's rad. Actually, the first time I ever had an interaction with Jeff was actually I asked him for a cigarette, and he told me no. That was a genuine thing that happened, and then I was just like, all right, cool. And then like, you know, I'd passed him again, and I was like, oh, hey, what's up? And he was like, what's up? And then we started like, you know, talking or whatever, and then I hit him up to listen to our fucking band's music, and then here he is, now he's managing us. So
yeah, so that's so when you hit him up initially to check out the stuff, was it just out of like a, hey, check this out, or did you know that he was once a part of, you know, managing Sworn In and bands?
Bro, I had no idea that he had any ties to any of that shit.
All right.
Until I walked into his office, bro. He said nothing to me about it. He was just like super, just like, yeah, I'll check it out, whatever. And I just knew he was the marketing guy at the Masquerade. So I was like, hey, how do you think I should market this fucking like video and shit that we have? And he was like, yeah, you know, let me check it out. And then I sent it to him. And I remember I was like living with my mom for like a quick second, and I was like in my bed, and I remember like sending it to him. Like I remember the exact moment that I asked him. Nice. And then so like a couple days later, me and Peter went to the Masquerade, and he was like, oh, cool, like pulled me into this office. And then that's when I saw in his office, he has like all the tour flyers that he used to like book and shit. And I was just like, holy fuck, Dark Tom, okay, fucking Sworn In, holy Barrier, oh, what the fuck is going on? And I was just like, holy shit, dude. And he was like, oh yeah, I used to like, he just said it so fucking flippantly. He was like, oh yeah, I used to manage Sworn In and da-da-da-da. And I was just like, whoa, what? Like
it's almost like the rich guy who meets the girl off Tinder, and he doesn't want to tell her that he's rich. And
right. And it was just so
bizarre. Does he like me for me?
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, dude. Yeah, and then fucking, you know, it was cool though, dude. Like I told him that we had some more songs or whatever, so we listened to that. And then he was like, yeah, I'm never, you know, that's what he like spun to us in his chair or whatever, and he was just like, by the way, like, I'm never gonna manage a band again, dude. Like, I've been fucked over too many times by bands in the past, and like he's told me some shitty stories about, you know, stuff that's happened to him, and I was just like, no, of course, dude. And he was like, I'll do marketing consulting for your band. Like that's what he said. Mm-hmm. Well, that was his first thing with us. So after that meeting with just me and Peter at the Masquerade, a week, maybe like 2 weeks later, we met at this horror themed burger joint in Atlanta called Grindhouse Burger.
Okay. And
we all like, you know, got in there and we were all chilling. And he was just like, in like a matter of like 2-3 hour, like shit, we were there for a fucking while, but whatever, maybe been like 3-4 hours. But in the time we're like sitting there eating, you know, talking or whatever, he convinced us to like change our name and like start completely from fresh and like cut like ties with Lost at Last and shit, and then fucking, you know, start with Burden. And you know, then after that he was just like, okay, cool, like I'm not gonna manage bands. And then, dude, I literally didn't know that he was like managing us fully until he just posted it in his Instagram bio. He was like manager of Left to Suffer, and I was just like, oh, so he's like, okay, so he is our manager, okay. And it was just like, because he he was just so cautious, bro. Like, you know, and I get it. I mean, he's just like, he's been through a lot, bro. Like that dude has been in some, you know, situations and shit, dude. And I just respect the fuck out of that guy, bro. Like for real.
Yeah, I've talked to him. You know, I talked obviously on this podcast, and then obviously and just messaging him on Facebook. And he seems like a really nice guy, and he spoke very highly of you guys and your work ethic. So
bro, I will always forever speak highly of that man and his work ethic, bro. He puts in some fucking grind for us, bro, and it is unreal. Because I know that he's invested in us, dude. Mm-hmm. Like he is fucking, like he is there for us. And like I've talked to other people about their managers, and they're like, yeah, dude, I haven't heard from my manager in like 5 months or 6 months. And I'm like, dude, I talk to my manager like just about every fucking day, and I see him every other Sunday. We go over to his house. You know what I mean? Like,
That's awesome.
yeah, bro. And like, it's just fucking, he is just so hands-on with us. Like, as like, I know he said this in the podcast between, like, he can be really hands-on with us. It's like, he is, bro. He like hits me up like personally, and he's just like, hey man, like, like, this is like what's going on. Do you have like, shoots shit back and forth with me. And like, dude, I know that he just sits at home and like schemes shit for us all the time, bro. Cause he'll just hit us up out of nowhere and just be like, you know what I mean? Like, ass load of information. And it's just like, holy shit. Okay, cool. Like, this is a plan. And like, this is what we're doing. Like, dude, like he is the captain of our ship, dude. And like, it's just really nice to have, dude. And I messaged him like yesterday. I was like, hey man, I just want to let you know that I love you, dude. I'm super stoked that like you're in my life. Cause like we talk like homies, you know what I mean? So it's like,
that's awesome.
It's I just, he's part of the Left to Suffer family, honestly, dude. Like we all tell like we love him and shit, dude. Like he's in our fucking family basically, which is cool. He's like he's the sixth member of Left to Suffer basically.
Yeah, and I think that's so cool because so we don't have a manager, but I'm kind of like the schemer guy. That's kind of what I do. So that's why I really wanted to talk to Jeff on the podcast, because I wanted to learn anything that I could from him. Like, is there anything? Because I'm always open to learning, and I know that Jeff has been around the block, and I've seen what he's done with you guys and stuff like that. And I'm like, there's something to be learned from here. So that's why I really wanted to talk to him. And
bro, every time he opens his mouth, bro, I'm like sponge mode. Like I just try so hard. Like I'm just like I have to like absorb, because like, dude, he just gets it, dude.
Yeah.
And he I mean, dude, like he's been around for a minute, you know what I mean? Like he's been fucking doing, booking shows since he was like in high school, dude. You know what I mean? Like he's been hustling out here grinding. Like, dude, it's crazy. That dude's mind works. I told him that I think he's the devil, like genuinely, dude. I was like, bro, you're the devil, bro. Like straight up. Like he tells me numbers sometimes that are just so unrealistic, like at the time. And he's just like, hey, yeah, by the way, in like a couple weeks, you guys are going to hit like, 55,000 monthly listeners. And I was just like, no. Yeah. And then fucking out of nowhere, like, next week hits when then we're at fucking 55,000 monthly listeners. I'm like, yo, what? Like, how the fuck are you like, it's just weird, dude. I don't know. And like, he just calls things. He was just like, yeah, like at the very like inception of our band, he was just like, yeah, you'll probably go on like your first tour in like January of 2020. And like, we went on our first tour in January of 2020. And it was just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I don't know.
It's important to have not that you guys aren't capable, but it's important to have a guy who has a man with a plan. I mean, it's extremely important too. And I think a lot of bands, I don't know whether it's like a pride thing, but they don't want to relinquish like I can learn something from this guy. This guy does this better than me. Let's just.
It's the musician like power trip mindset, dude. Like it's what like, dude. I've come to realize that there's like some sort of like mindset that's only like, it's only a couple musicians, but like it's definitely in musicians that are just so hard-headed, and they don't want to like shake from their vision, even if it will like affect like, like positively affect the like outcome of what's going on.
Right.
Like, dude, I've just like, I've seen bands break up because, some guy doesn't want to stop writing Black Dahlia riffs, you know what I mean? Or like, there's one guy who like just didn't want to fucking ask for help when it comes to like, booking their shows, or like, they just think that whatever they're doing is the right move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, it's like, I was that at one point, dude, because in all of my previous bands, bro, I did like all of our social media. I booked all of our shows. I set up all of our fucking video shoots. I set up all, I did everything. I literally was our band. You know what I mean? Right. Not like, everyone else was talented and like played decent live and shit. You know what I mean? But like up until, Lost at Last, like it was, I just did everything. I ordered our merch. Like I did whatever, you know what I mean? And it was, I got into Lost at Last, and I took on a role of like I did all of our social media, and then I just feel like I'm decent at social media anyways, so like I feel like I can just take on that responsibility.
I think that's a little bit humble of you to say. I think that you're very talented at social media. I know the word personality is probably, I don't mean that in a negative.
I guess like a content creator, like I don't know, like it's like I guess like it would be like a personality. I am a person, you know, I'm a personality online. Like I definitely amplify myself a little bit sometimes, you know what I mean? Because like I mean I feel like that's just,
it's like being a wrestler. You got to jack your personality.
Absolutely. You got to like take who you are, but like push it to like 20. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I think you do.
And like that's, I mean, that's exactly what I do. And like it's like, you know, I'm being genuine, but I'm just being an extra genuine person, like, you know, an extra genuine human version of myself. Sorry.
Right.
But
exactly. And I think that's what really, because obviously the music is good. I like the music, as you saw from the review. But it was really more so.
That, by the way.
It was really more so the players involved that I was just like, I like what, like, especially you, because you know I'm not too familiar with the other members. I mean, I really have conversed with you and
I'm always on social media, bro. Like I literally, even when I'm at work, I have my phone out when we're dead, bro, and I'm just like responding to people and like doing shit. You know what I mean? Like
so I saw that and I was just like. And not that I'm like, you know, the Mr. You know, know-it-all, but I'm like, this dude just gets it. And I just know, and I just saw that, and I just thought that was so cool. So that's why I really wanted to connect with you. So that's why, I mean, I'll be honest with you, Taylor. Okay, let me tell you something. I'll be honest with you.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I did the EP review as a way to kind of get in your good graces a little bit, so that way I could get you on the podcast.
Hey man, I had to give you a firm handshake before I met you real quick.
Exactly, I had to buy dinner first, you know. But
absolutely, bro.
No, but I was honest on the because I know a lot of times people will blow smoke, and I really tried to be honest and down the middle on that. And
I mean, dude, as soon as you talked about Burden, I felt the same way that you do about Burden, bro. I was just like, that song is just did it like the whole time, dude. Like, and it's just like, I don't know. And then it just goes into fucking you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know. And like, that's what I was talking about is like sorry, I'll get back to what we were talking about. But like, just that song in particular versus the shit that we're about to put out is just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, why do we even write that? I don't know, but it's just whatever. It's just funny that you talked about. I felt the same way.
No, and I think, you know, because, you know, doing these reactions at this point, we've done so many of them that I guess I've gotten pretty good at, I guess, identifying that kind of stuff. And it's just I could just tell. I was just like, this song, I think I said it in the review. I said, I feel like this song was like the first song that was part of this EP. It just felt different in a different way, you know?
And it's like, it was just like, I feel like it just feels like, and I use this word lightly because like my guitarists are great and that song is decent. It's just like personal preference wise, I feel like that song's just really elementary now comparatively.
I know what you mean. And that's not a knock on it's just
not at all. And like, I was on the song too. I think that my performance on that song was elementary at best back then too. You know what I mean? Because like
I don't know about that. I mean,
bro, I know like so many more vocal techniques than I did back then, bro. We recorded that music video and that song when we were Lost at Last, which was over 2 years ago. You know what I mean?
Oh wow. Okay.
So like that literally is it's just unreal. Like, dude, okay, I'm gonna just be honest, okay? Real quick. I do mainly mids on our new shit. But I use my like heavy vocals like hardcore when it comes in with the heavy parts.
And I like
so like and that's because I found out, dude, because back then all of my verses were lows, dude. I was just like the whole time. Yeah, and like so I'm just fucking, I was like, okay, cool, bro. Like, and I listened to A Year of Suffering before I went into like, you know, do stuff for our EP because I was just like, I want to know what trend like I followed, like, you know, because like I find myself a lot of the time when I write, like especially when I'm writing like a bunch of songs at one time, that I'll start to like recycle placements and shit. Like I'll start And like, so I try to like, you know, like, so I recorded, you know, one song, and then I would go back in and I would listen to the other song, and then I would go to record this song, and I would be like, okay, cool. I'm like not going to do this. So like I really did a lot of just different shit on our EP than it was back versus for when we were at Burden. You know what I mean? So like, it's just crazy to like, you know, that's what I was talking about. It's just the growth of everybody, dude. Like my guitarist and, you know, bass player Christian and our, you know, our new drummer. It's just we're gonna write different shit now. You know what I mean? Because it's just different.
It's amazing, man, how much better, I guess, you know, musicians and whatnot, how much better they get over the period of 2 years versus the previous 10 in like an uncontrolled, organized environment. Like I like to think of it as like playing football. You can play backyard football for 10 years and you're good, you know, in the sand lot or whatever. But then you put on some pads and you play in like an organized sport, you get better in 1 year.
Oh yeah,
much more than those 10 years. And I think that's so. It's what you're saying about the you know, it being elementary and them getting better. That's good. That's normal.
Yeah.
I mean, if they were getting worse, I mean, that's a problem. But you know, they got I mean, imagine if you just like you get worse over time. That's not good. But
you're just like, hey man, I don't know why you can't play guitar anymore. Like, what's up with that?
Yeah, you turn into Johnny Manziel or something, you know, all of a sudden you're just but no, I think that's awesome, man. And I don't know. I'm looking forward to it because what you were saying about the vocal style, and that's always kind of been my issue with some of like the deathcore heavier stuff, is that I feel like a lot of the vocalists just, because a lot of those kind of kids and that are fans of that want like the most brutal low thing, and rather than making the tone fit for the situation, the emotion that you're trying to convey. Because I know for me, you know, I can't do a lot of the stuff that you can do, but for what I can do, I try to make it work. So I think that's really cool that you're saying that, because we know that you can do the lows really, really well, so that when you do that in the future material, it's like, oh shit, like it's really hitting, rather than it being 3 minutes.
And like, because you know, it's almost like blowing your load too early, dude. You know, like, because like you can come out and you can be, you know, like just the whole time, you know what I mean? And it's just like, I could do that if I wanted to, you know what I mean? That's like super easy. I could just sit there and like, it's just like, you know, build up for like fucking 3.5 minutes straight. Like, you know, I don't know. And like our music is a lot more bouncy and like, you know, energetic, and there's like, it's like a lot of groove. And so like, I can't just like flap out lows all over it the whole time. You know what I mean? Like, imagine doing like, you know, on like a jump riff, it's like, you know, you're just like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like cool. You know, like if you're like, you know, Brand of Sacrifice did it and they did it well, but like, I feel like I couldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I like on that Demon King song, Kyle's fucking flow during that jumping part is unreal. That shit is so sick.
I know, and he's one of those guys too that live, I think he'll be able to pull it off. But a lot of people, it might be tough. Not that I'm saying that you couldn't, but that's the type of stuff too that I try to keep in mind. And I know that it sounds like you are too. Is that okay, I'm eventually have to do this live? You know what I'm saying? Because I think there's
and like I didn't struggle with our old shit, but I just like actually. I struggle with Blissful Death, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. I wrote that part. Do you know what I'm talking about? That intro part to Blissful Death where it's that fucking super fast, like, like that whole fucking part is literally like, dude, that shit is the death of me live, dude. Yeah. And it's like, we used to play it as an intro song. We never played that song live, but for our fucking, for like our live stream show, we like I was dying because I had to do it as our intro song because I was just like, I can't end or like be in the middle of a set and try to do that part, bro. Like I can't. Yeah, no, so it's important to keep that in mind. But okay, let's go back. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, we keep like,
no, that's what I like about. I try not to be like, you know, question one. You know, I like to think of it. I know that Tuck calls himself the Joe Rogan, but you know,
but you know myself,
I'll be the Jamie. You know, I'll be the.
Yeah.
But so okay, you're in the burger joint with Jeff. He's telling you got to change your name, and then I want to tie this in a quick little aside. Left to Suffer. How many times have you been confused with Make Them Suffer? How many times?
Dude, okay, so a lot, but we actually showed up to tour one day.
Oh no.
And they literally had Make Them Suffer on the set list, like on the fucking like set time sheet. I was just like, I literally was just like, I walked
Was that on
over
the
to it.
flyer?
Oh my, no, it wasn't on the flyer. It was on the
that's
fucking.
good.
It was the set times at the very front of the building. Like it was like, oh, okay, so you got like, you know, Yokai and like whatever the fuck other local band, and then Make Them Suffer, and then Bro Job, and then Hunt the Dinosaur, the Bro Job,
That sounds
whatever.
like a fun show. Okay.
Oh yeah, dude, that was our tour in January. It was Bro Job
Was
and
that,
Hunt the
was that it?
Dinosaur. Yeah,
Oh, I love
it was
Hunt the
sick.
Dinosaur. He's
Bro. Hunter got his whole sleeve done by Levi. He's like, he comes to Georgia all the time, hangs out with us, bro. Like he's a homie.
yeah. No,
There's a video online of me doing Destructo live.
Oh really? That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's I love that part. There's
nothing you can do that's probably ban it. Yeah, it's sick.
That is fun. All right. So you're in the burger. He tells you to change your name and you come up with Left to Suffer. What comes because I believe Load, you said I know that was the first song. That came out on BVTV. Is that correct?
What, you mean Burden was the first song?
Burden. I'm sorry, yes. Burden.
Right. Yeah, they came out on BVTV. Yeah. That was so I actually the only reason that we released through BVTV was because now it's because our videos do really well on that channel for some reason. I mean,
hey,
yeah. And so like my buddy Tyler Smith, he used to live in Georgia, and I've talked to him forever. He supports my band, but he's in a band called Nerve.
Okay.
And he's have you ever heard of Nerve? NERV? Jeez.
I've heard of them. I've never listened, but I have no.
They're really sick. They're like, they're sing-songy, very like, but they're super good, bro. Like I just think they're really good. But he moved to California and joined that band. He's the drummer or whatever, and then their manager is the owner, Alex Kaderabek or whatever, is the owner of the BBTV or whatever, and Tyler got us in touch.
Gotcha.
And then he was just like, hey, dude, because I literally was like, oh yeah, we don't know what we're doing, and Tyler was like, why don't you put it out through my manager's YouTube? And I was like, well, what is that? And he was like, BBTV, and I was like, I've heard of fucking BBTV before, because I used to watch their live videos, and I was like, cool. Yeah, and then so Alex hit me up, and like I've been like homies with Alex ever since then, bro. Like he's like he supports the fuck out of us too. He's super cool. And but yeah, and like now I feel like if I just like I can like hit up Alex and like he be like, yeah, dude, I'll fucking put up a Left to Suffer or something. It's like really cool. He's really nice.
Yeah, no, that is cool because some of those channels, I in my experience, you have to be careful. But from what I've found, BVTV and Dreambound seem to be like the two good guys.
Dude, Dreambound and BVTV is exactly where I always tell anyone who's just like, yo, where should I put my music video out? Like the first time, you know what I mean? I'll be like, either find a way to self-release it and like do really good ad placement if you want to, because that worked for my buddy's band, Sleepwaker.
I love Sleepwaker.
Yeah, they're I know Hunter and all them really well. Hunter and I play fucking Call of Duty together all the time.
Oh yeah, I love that band.
Yeah, bro, they're sick, right? And so but they're the first time I ever heard about them, they did a like a Facebook like ad for their first song called Bitter. And that's literally like how I went to their comment section, and it was like, oh my god, like I found this fucking song through a Facebook ad. Like they got popped off like a Facebook ad. Yeah. And but yeah, that's how I found them. And so I was just like, you can either do that or like, go through BBTV, or because I'm just not with the whole chugcore Slam Worldwide shit anymore, dude. Like it's just so oversaturated, and like everyone does it, like, and they're releasing like 4 to 5 songs a day, bro.
That's
like
the problem. Exactly.
Like, bro, like how do you expect any of your shit to get like views or like listens, or if you're just like gonna just keep tossing shit in their face every 5 seconds? You know what I mean? Like I just can't. I don't know.
And I hate I'm tying it back to the reaction stuff, but every time we do a Slam Worldwide song, I'm like, oh boy, here we go, because it's
always just like beep 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 at the beginning.
Yeah, and it's always just dun 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 dun.
Bro,
it's just like, oh my god, I need a little bit more than this. But
dude, I found a band, and I don't want to publicly bash them at all, because I'm just not that guy.
Right.
That I just personally didn't enjoy, but I will I'll talk to you about, I guess, off stream or something. I just
Yeah.
I was just gonna, I'm not saying they're not good, because it's like a very, very talented vocally and everything, but it's just an interesting song, and I just don't know what's going on half the time. But like I feel like I just don't get slam music anymore either. Like I feel like maybe I just might be out of touch of that, because I used to be like, back in the day, I was just like heavy as fuck all the time. I just want to fucking all over the place. Like that's all I want from music, is just fucking like burping sounds and fucking chugs, dude. That's all I want.
Yeah.
So like I know that there's a demographic for it, because I used to be the demographic for that. You know what I mean? So I don't know, dude. Like but now I feel like I'm not even gonna say that I've grown up, but like, because dude, like every music's subjective, bro.
Right.
I don't like country music, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, but whatever. Right. I don't care if people like country music, you know what I mean? Same thing with fucking slam and all that other stuff. I may not be into it, but like, it's just like, it's a genre of music, I guess, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. But yeah, all that slam worldwide stuff, and revolving back, like I keep like taking us way.
Oh, that's the beauty of this podcast. I love it.
But yeah, dude, and cool, yeah. So like the whole chugcore and like all that stuff, I can't get behind it anymore. Because like back in the day, I mean, our first song when we were Lost at Last, we released through Beheading the Traitor, and like that was just like, now that's another one that's just like, you know what I mean? Like
yeah, and I've talked to them over. They seem like nice people, but sometimes it's like you look at it and it's like, I think a lot of people don't look at this. It's like, okay, they have all these subscribers, but the videos get no views because they release 83 videos a day. So
literally, dude. Maybe they're trying to build like a catalog, or they're just doing it to have bands pay them to put them on a channel. But I don't know like what it is like that they're gaining from it, because they're not building their channel at all. They're just like shitting content out. Cause like, dude, even at that rate, I feel like people who subscribe aren't going to want to get 4 notifications a day that they're posting on their channel. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. And I think because we posted our very first song we ever released on a certain channel, which me and that guy are, we're mortal enemies at this point. That's good. I need a good UFC fight, at least one in my life. I want to fight him in the octagon. You know what I'm saying? But,
right.
But I think it's important, because like BVTV and Dreambound, they've kind of established themselves as like, we're endorsing this and we know that you're going to like it. And a lot of other channels don't have that, and it dilutes it. But so no, okay. I think that was good. A good move. I mean, I've emailed BVTV about our stuff in the past, and it's fine. It wasn't any good. I get it. Dreambound doesn't like our stuff because they like a more melodic style, and my voice.
Yeah, the hollow front style of metalcore.
Right. And my voice, I understand my vocals are, I call myself the Brian Garris of mids, because it's like, I'm like, I get it. Some people are going to like it. Some people are going to hate it, and that's okay.
Right.
Anyway. Right. So, okay.
By the way, hold on. Sorry. Have you heard of Hollow Front before?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Bro. They are so good.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Bro, we actually met up with them twice on our tour.
I saw you I saw a memory that you just
shared.
Yeah.
And dude, we met up that day, and then we met up like a week later in like New Orleans, and dude, we got fucking belligerently drunk on Bourbon Street, dude. Like I love those guys, dude. I just had to like check if you knew who they were, because like dude.
They are really good. I remember we reacted to them, and the first song that we checked out was actually their title track off of their album Loose Threads. And I thought that
Loose Threads,
I thought that I didn't like it, but I was expecting something a little bit heavier, I guess, because I just like their like how I knew them. So when I heard Ghosted,
like Homewrecker and shit.
Yeah, when I heard Ghosted, I was like, okay, sign me up.
Dude, yeah, that fucking random ass blast beat in that song is like, like, God damn. Yeah, bro. Anyways, I love those guys, but yeah, fucking sorry. Continue.
No, it's good. No, they're very good. And
quick shout out to the boys, my bad.
Dude, that's cool. We shout out to all these bands. I think that's because actually my guitar player Adam, he had Hollow Front, because we did like an awards show, which actually you guys placed in my top EPs, by the way. But
Thank you, bro.
Hollow Front placed in his top 5 albums, so he really likes him a lot.
They're sick, dude.
Yeah. So okay, now I know that Jeff. So I know that Jeff is pretty. No, obviously I don't know, but like from talking to him and from what I gathered, he's hands on, and obviously how hands on he is. So explain to the people out there exactly. Okay, so Burden goes out on BVTV. What is going on, before that and after that? Like, what is Jeff kind of saying, like, content wise, or putting this and that together? Like, what's going on with all that?
So we released Burden a week before our first show, and our first show was with Lorna Shore, Enterprise Earth, Within Destruction.
Oh my God.
And so good first show.
Not bad.
Yeah, pretty good way to hit the ground running, but yeah.
Better, but,
could have been, like Parkway Drive, but like, I mean, whatever, dude. Like, no, but yeah, so we did that. We had no merch. We didn't do merch. Jeff was just like, you're not gonna have merch, whole supply demand. I watched the whole podcast between you and him, so I know what you touched on. But yeah, and so we didn't have merch. People were asking us for merch all fucking night, and it was just like, oh, okay, holy shit. So we played our first show without backtracks, by the way, so it was completely raw, which was fucked up. Yeah. Now that we have backtracks and shit, I'm like, why the fuck did we ever play without backtracks?
I know what you're saying, man.
But, yeah, dude. So we had 2 more songs already recorded after Burden, and I think it was Just For Now and Lost at Last. And so we at the show, we had someone come and record a live music video visual thing. Yep. And that's the Just For Now video.
Gotcha.
So we were getting that done at the first show a week after Burden, already planning to release Just For Now. You know what I mean? So we were getting a video done, and then I think a month after that we put out Just For Now, and then while we were rolling out Just For Now, we recorded the music video for Lost at Last. So it's just it's always been continuous. We release something, but while we're releasing it, we're already prepping the next release. So while one ball's falling, we're following it with another ball until they both hit, and then they, you know what I mean? It's just it's been like that ever since that, bro. It's just been rolling over, and then we got demand that we started playing more shows. We started playing bigger shows. We played that sold out Ginger show, that sold out Attila show. We played.
Damn.
Dude, we played. I have our stuff on my wall or whatever, of a bunch of cool shows that we played.
Okay, so you put the Spite Burial. Okay, you got that. You got a lot of trade. You got Slaughter to Prevail. That Ginger show with the Browning. That's sick.
Yeah.
Phil, we played on that Filth tour right there.
Yeah,
we played on that one. We played on what was the other one?
We actually met Sleepwaker. We went on my bad. Okay. I was trying to get the fucking cameras back situated. But we actually met Sleepwaker on a Filth tour. We played a Filth show in Savannah, Georgia, and then we hopped on. We all vibed super well, us, Filth, and Sleepwaker. We were making jokes and dicking around the whole time. So they asked the next promoter if we could play the next show with them on the tour. So we just followed the tour to the next date or whatever. We're yeah, fuck it, let's go play a show in South Carolina. And so we fucking went up to South Carolina, and we slept in the fucking Walmart parking lot with them and shit in our van. It was really funny. Yeah, it was cool. It was a really spur of the moment. We were just oh yeah, fuck it, we'll just spend 2 days with Sleepwaker and Filth. That's fine or whatever. Because it was Sleepwaker, Filth, Albert the Cannibal, and this band called Depths from New Zealand. And they were all super, super fucking cool, dude. They were really rad dudes, and all of them we vibed really well together. And then they were we were leaving from South Carolina. They were man, I wish that you were on the fucking tour package. And it was almost a tour goodbye. It was so funny because we vibed so well together for 2 days. It was just funny as shit.
Yeah, man. When we played that Filth show, I gotta say, Dustin is one of the nicest guys. I did not expect him to be that nice.
I love that man so much.
He is the nicest. After our set, because I don't know what it was, but he just approached me before the show even started. He was just talking to me, and just a nice guy. And then after
He is
our
an
set,
animal.
yeah, and well, so that ties into what I'm about to say. He said, I come off the stage and he goes, "Man, you go really low," and I'm like, "I do? Have you heard yourself? What the hell's wrong
Have
with
you heard your band, sir?"
I'm like, "Have you heard your vocal?" I mean,
Did they do the Oceano like beginning of the cover when you played with them or whatever?
No, I don't think that. I don't think
They did the District of Misery thing like at the end of their set or whatever, the both nights that we played with them or whatever. And dude, listening to him,
oh, actually, yes,
like
they
fucking,
did.
They
did. Yeah. Oh my
dude,
God.
I was always just like, God damn, yes.
I bought their purple filth shirt. I was just like, dude, I gotta support this. This is the nicest man I've ever met. And
dude, Dustin is such a babe, bro. He is awesome.
Yeah, he is awesome.
I love him.
I wanted to talk to you because now with TikTok, what was it? Burden that blew up on TikTok, or was that Loathe?
Loathe, yeah, Loathe.
Okay. I figured it was probably Loathe, but just want to make sure because I know that Burden was the first track. So explain to me how that exactly, when you say that it popped out, like what happened,
bro? Okay, so this like random account like put the fucking the scrape breakdown. I'm pretty sure most people know us by that breakdown now. So someone posted that like from the video on their TikTok or whatever, and it ended up getting like 500,000 views and like 40,000 likes on it or some shit like that, right? And so yeah, and like so like that, like it's already that shit popped off, and then someone started a trend with like using that breakdown or whatever, and then that trend ended up blowing up, and like there's like there's like thousands of videos of people doing this like random ass like it's just like it's like Molly rocks in the grand, and it's like oh dun, dun, wow, dun, 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 and it goes into the fucking thing, and then people are like changing clothes, you know what I mean? Like they're just like, oh shit, cool TikTok trend, boom, you know what I mean? Like whatever. And yeah, like that shit turned like ended up like Franz ended up fucking doing it, and then like fucking dude Lil Jon like made a video like or whatever fucking like using the sound or whatever. I don't even know if it's still up because he like fucking deletes his videos all the time, but yeah, that was like a whole thing. And then fucking yeah, dude, like a lot of these like verified, like dude, there was like 4 or 5 like TikTokers that had like 3.9 million fucking followers and like shit like that were using the fucking sound, and then that sound ended up like getting fucking huge. I was getting like emails from my TikTok that I posted or whatever saying that like the fucking Loathe sound is like doing as well as it is. It was like, oh, it's at like fucking 65,000 videos using this sound or whatever. And it was just like, yeah, and I was just like, what the fuck? I was just like, yo. And so I was just like, and during that time I was already posting on TikTok, you know what I mean? So like I was like, doing that, and so I started like duetting all of these people like using our trend. I was like, fuck yeah, and I got a shitload of followers because everyone was like, holy fuck, that's the vocalist of that fucking band that I know that fucking song. Yeah. So like I started getting a shitload of followers out of nowhere, and then I posted like right after that, bro, I posted this fucking like this TikTok of me like being like, oh, this is what things would sound like as a metal vocalist, and I was like opening doors, and it was like you know what I mean, opening a door and shit, and that shit went viral, bro. Like that shit, I had like 700,000 views on it, and it was like crazy. And so I got a shitload of followers from that, and then I posted a video of the Loathe breakdown on my page, and then that shit got like 300,000 fucking views and like whatever, dude. Like it was just crazy how like, and then everyone like, there's people still posting. I just had someone post the other day that was like the top 5. She was like some TikToker. She was like, this is like my top 5 favorite songs ever, and we were like number 2, and that shit got like a fuckload of views as well because like, but I was just like, dude, like I don't. It's just weird that like our song is just like known on metal TikTok now, like super hard, and it's just weird.
So it sounds like it started just somebody with some, a little bit of a following just used it, and it just spread like wildfire.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess because there is no algorithm for TikTok.
No, right.
So a small person, like it started with this kid named Mike the Pizza Guy, bro. I remember his name because I had to go to his fucking page 1,000 times because I was getting tagged in the shit, right? So he like posted this thing, you know, the whole trend, you know, whatever. And then like, you know, it hit a bunch of For You pages, and then other kids started doing, you know, using it. And then once those kids start hitting people's For You page, then those kids started doing it. And it just turned into like this like wave. Like I was getting tagged in like hundreds of videos a day, bro, of like kids doing this TikTok trend, bro. And like it was like fucking nuts. Like I had to turn off my notifications on TikTok during that time because it was just like like it was crazy, dude. Like it was fucked up. But yeah, like it just that's how the whole TikTok thing happened. Like it wasn't a planned thing. I had no idea that it was gonna happen. And then like, you know, all of like, you know, Franz, and then fucking posted it all over his social media and shit. So like then other kids started like hitting me up about it and shit too. And like, you know, whatever. But it was just weird, dude. Like I just had I had no idea. I just woke up one day and like these kids were just like, oh yeah, bro, like you gotta fucking check out these kids using your trend. I was like, oh cool, like 5 videos. And then like I went to work and came back and I was like, holy fuck, it's at 700 videos. And then I woke up the next day and I was like, holy shit, it's at fucking 1,500 videos. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And yeah, and it was just that. But yeah, watching that all play out was just crazy, dude. Like that, the TikTok world was just a very weird place for me for a minute. And now I got a pretty okay following on it now. I mean, like it's cool. Like I can post things and like kids react to it, which is cool now. You know what I mean? It's rad.
No, that is really cool. Because the whole TikTok thing, I kind of came onto it a little bit later. Like at first, I was kind of like, all right, it's just a bunch of people dancing. You know, I didn't really think.
I thought the same thing, bro. I was just like, this is just a bunch of like kids doing like really easy but like weirdly hard dance moves.
Yeah. So let me ask you. So for Left to Suffer, in your experience, how would you rank the social media platforms in terms of like exposure and like how much they've helped the band? I know what number one is probably going to be, but
it's TikTok. Dude, TikTok, and then Instagram, and then Facebook.
Twitter doesn't seem to do a lot for bands. I don't know why,
dude,
but
Twitter, I feel like we just haven't grown our Twitter very well, though. You know what I mean? Like I'm the one who posts on our Twitter because I don't really know why our social media person doesn't, but like what it is. Like I don't really mind. I like posting on our Twitter because I feel like it keeps it personal, so I can like actually like genuinely interact with fans and shit if they hit us up. But yeah, TikTok is definitely probably number one, just because it just seems like, bro, like it just seems like everyone knows us on TikTok for some reason, dude. Like it's weird because I'll post like a video of me just like fucking dicking around doing whatever because I'm just an idiot and I post my life on the internet. But and he's just like, bro, load fucking this, and like someone else will post and it's like, oh dude, I fucking checked out your whole like discography and it was like, yo, I fucking like wasted. And there's like all these people are like actual genuine fans, you know what I mean? Like we like got a bunch of like real fans, you know what I mean?
Right.
Not just like, you know, inflated numbers on the internet. Like we actually developed some sort of like fan base, and it was a younger fan base, bro. Like it is like these, like there's like these, dude, there's these like 14, 15, 16-year-old kids that are in love with us, bro. And that's what TikTok did for us, bro. And like you have to pander to the younger demographic. And that's why I'm honestly, bro, if anyone's like, oh haha, bro, your band's like popular on TikTok, I'm like, bro, like I don't fucking care, bro, dude. Like that's the kids that are gonna be around for the longest, and they're gonna steal their mom's money to come buy our fucking merch, and then use their own money later in time to come buy their own merch when they're fucking adults,
dude. And I think that it's nice that you are kind of you're of the mindset that at least people know us somehow, because like we're the reaction band. You're the TikTok. Yeah. It's like I'd rather be that than a nobody, which is what a lot of like, you know, people who say that to you probably are. And so right now you're at, I'll pull up the exact numbers just to be, so Left to Suffer, you're at me pull up the exact numbers here. We got 47,970 monthly listeners. And I saw a post from you that said that happened without any Spotify playlists. Is that correct?
Yeah, we haven't been on any Spotify editorial playlist now.
How does that happen? I mean, I really don't understand how they didn't like add you after the fact or anything.
Well, we haven't like, requested any or like, done any like,
how come?
Yeah, we haven't even tried, bro.
How
We
come?
literally have
any reason or?
We just want, dude, because, the Spotify playlists can definitely inflate your numbers. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we want to develop an organic, like a real fan base and not just someone who's going to run up our Spotify numbers.
Sure.
So we're developing that right now. And then, in time we'll like okay, cool. Like we have fucking a bunch of people that already fuck with us for real. So we can branch out and like get the other new people from the Spotify playlisting later on when we've already, set our base. We don't need to rely on that. You know what I mean?
I got it. That's I appreciate that. It's bolder, because a lot of people, because I mean, for us, I know that we submit for it. So, but I admire that. Because especially since you guys seem to have it under wraps, especially just optimizing social media, especially TikTok and stuff like that. I think that I admire that. I do. And because I'll be honest, these Spotify playlists are a little weird. They took our last track, they put it on the New Blood one, and then our new song that just came out a couple weeks ago, which I think is markedly better. Didn't even get one. So I'm like, I don't even know how they determined this, but yeah, what? That's weird. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, no, man, I think that's really cool because I saw that you said that you hadn't been on any Spotify playlists and it was all organic. So it just goes to I think that you guys are an excellent case study to show that if you just actually give a shit and try, that your band can get some kind of notoriety. Obviously, it's not Taylor.
Absolutely, Swift. Bro. Like, what'd you just say?
I was going to say it's obviously not like Taylor Swift numbers or anything like that.
Yeah, right.
But for our genre and our sphere, if you actually try, you can get some sort of notoriety. Obviously, the music has to be good, which it is. But then if you try, if you have good music and try, it's a simple math equation, in my opinion.
Well, if you try anything, bro, you know what I mean? Like if you have to like if you're gonna fucking do something, like do it.
Right.
Don't like, there's these, sorry. But there's these kids out here that are like, they expect this like, oh yeah, we'll just play shows. And like, some guy's gonna fucking walk into the bar and he's gonna be like,
it's 1970s. Yeah, it's
fuck yeah, bro. Like, you want a fucking record deal right now, man? Like, I'll fucking sign you on the spot, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
see, you want to come over here? You want to join my
yeah, I'm fucking walking in, dude. It's just like, but yeah, bro. And like that's and like it's just there. I feel like that's just such a weird way to think about things that you're just gonna like, oh yeah. One day that might happen. Let's not actually try to make, you know what I mean? Like not physically try to make it happen yourselves, dude. Like, I don't know. It's just, it goes along with the whole, like, it's just, I feel like the process is romanticized by bands and they think that that's the right way to do things by like, like fucking just hoping to God someone's going to like find them somewhere, at some show or whatever and not utilizing their tools around them to like, do it themselves, you know what I mean? Put your fucking music out there and like put content out there and like don't feel like the internet is like somewhere where like you can't just constantly put your band in people's faces sometimes. You know what I mean? Like it's just like you gotta spread it somehow, dude. Like it's like back in the day you had to spread out a fuckload of flyers for get people to come to come to shows and shit. It's kind of, you know what I mean? Like
same thing. Different media, but they think it's Queen in the 1970s. Like, well, if we grind at the same shitty bar every weekend, eventually we're gonna get discussed. It's like
eventually they're gonna fucking realize that we're sick as fuck, dude, and they're gonna fucking pick us up.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like it's crazy to me because I'll tie into something else, but I just wanted to say too. It kind of ties into what you were saying about TikTok. I remember we started doing the reactions and a band that is local to us hit me up and they said, we thought about doing that as well, but we were afraid if we reacted and didn't like a song that the bands wouldn't like us. And I'm like, guys, like,
dude, if you're going to get mad at stuff like that, you're a baby, dude.
Exactly. That's exactly how I felt. And I'm like,
what's up, dude? Hold on, I'm doing a podcast.
my bad. Yeah, man. Like I just I was just like, that's not gonna happen. Like I cannot imagine like I'll do a reaction to Amur and then all of a sudden Frankie's gonna DM me the next day, like, fuck you, man. Like, what the fuck? It's like,
hey man, I heard you didn't like that new Amir song, dude. It's fucking on 3 o'clock at the fucking recess.
you are
dude.
blacklisted. You're it's like
you'll never react in this town again, dude.
By the way, Frankie, if you're watching this, I love Amur. I love the new album. I love everything about Amur. But anyway, but it's just like that's just not how it works. Like it's just
right.
But
no, it's just I get that though, because like, you know, there are, you know, crybabies out there. I feel like though, like I feel like that. Ooh, sorry.
That's all good.
We're back.
Yeah, we're back.
That make it hard or whatever for bands to feel like they can fucking put their voice on the internet.
Well, so yeah, I mean, the main reason why, and I'm sure that you have seen this, you know, playing in the local scenes, is that after every goddamn set, the bands are all just like, 6 set, man. And it's like, and it's just like, I want people to be honest with me.
Yeah, same, dude.
Yeah, it's like, I just want you to be honest with me. But because I would ask, you know, like, hey, how did I sound? Dude, you sounded fucking sick. I'm like, all right, so I'm fucking Freddie Mercury over here, I suppose.
All right, so I'm the fucking best. Heard. So I'm just gonna go.
That's it.
I'm gonna go shit some roses in the bathroom real quick.
I took that dynamic, and it was I've wanted to make like a piece of merch. Like nobody would get it outside of people in bands, but just has 6 set, bro. Like that's all it says. Just a shirt that just says that.
Bro, that has to, dude. Oh my god, that has to get made.
Nobody would get it besides people that have played local shows, especially.
Oh yeah, it would be definitely like a band member bought merch for sure.
Because everybody says it, man, and I'm just like, I would just respect the honesty. But anyway,
right. Hold on, let me grab my charger real quick.
All right,
my phone.
cool.
Fucking god.
I'll get you out of here shortly. My bad.
No, dude, you're good. I'm not in any rush at all. So.
I just timed it. I just timed the podcast for 11 because I'm like, all right, I got to go pick my son up from school at about 1:15. So,
word.
Yeah, I'm a dad, man. It's crazy. He's 10 years old. It's fucking wild, bro.
Jeez, bro. I could not imagine having a kid right now, honestly.
Yeah, how old are you anyway? Are you I'm 28. I'll be 28 on Sunday. But how old are you?
I'm 23, bro.
Oh my god. Okay. You're a baby. We would have been in high school. We wouldn't have even been in high school together. Oh my god.
Nope. I'm a fucking wee little bitch baby, dude.
No, that's good. They have more shelf life than me. But so I did, because I remember I saw you also post about how you've only been doing vocals for like a relatively short time, right? You said like 5 years or something like that.
Yeah, I was about to say about 5, maybe 6 years.
What got you into it? Because I want to talk to you about football, because you know I'm a football guy, but I want to talk to you about that after. But were you just kind of like in sports, and then all of a sudden you were just like, all right, I'm gonna make the easy transition from football player to metal vocalist?
Nah, I was in chorus like all through like high school and like a little bit of middle school.
Okay.
And so I've always like really liked singing and shit. And you know, like my brother or whatever fucking would show me like bands back in the day, and I was like, cool. And I like liked it, but I feel like my parents just did not want me to listen to that kind of music. So like I was into it, but I was like trying to like not be into it at the same time, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, but like, you know, my dad showed me like, you know, he made like a football pump up playlist when I was a kid or whatever, and he was like, you know, giving me fucking like Korn, and fucking he put, you know, shit like that on there. So like, you know, I have like a, you know, a childhood connection with that shit too. So like it's that I fucking love Korn, but and yeah, so like I just kind of like, I don't know, man. I've totally lost my train of thought.
No, that's fine. I was just asking like how you got into doing it somewhat.
Yeah, that's right. Right.
That's all good.
Fucking, you know, I was like, I got home from college. I came home from playing football up in Boston or whatever, and I get home. My parents weren't really super stoked that I just kind of like I just straight was like, yo, fuck college, basically. And just like, I just came back home, and they were pissed off about it. And so I got kicked out immediately, and I was kind of just like living in my Jeep or whatever, right? And I started like frequenting this because I was trying to quit smoking at the time. I was like, I frequented this vape bar that's like up in Buford, up near where I live. And this kid, dude, no bullshit, I'm not kidding you, bro. Like, this kid was just like, yo, dude, like coming in, and he was like playing Miss May I's Relentless Chaos on his phone or whatever. I was like, oh, dude, fuck yeah, like that band's sick. And he was like, cool, yeah. And we started like, chatting about metalcore or whatever. And, because back then I was like, kind of like, I literally have like an Asking Alexandria tattoo, bro. Like, yeah. But yeah, I know, whatever. And so, but yeah. And so like we started chatting, and then I was just like, cool, yeah. And he was like, yo, I have this band if you want to try out. And I totally lied. I was just like, yeah, I've been doing vocals for like 3 years, dude. And he was like, oh, sick, dude, you should come try out. Like it wasn't like the weekend that was kind of the following weekend. And I was like, okay, cool, yeah, fuck it, I'll come try out. And so I got every day in my car, bro, I was like fucking jamming fucking Asking Alexandria, and I was like screaming over it for hours a day in my car. And then I fucking showed up at that band rehearsal or whatever, and then they were like, yo, holy shit, dude, I just like taught myself how to scream like in a week, basically, bro. Like,
really?
I was doing it the wrong way at the time, but like I was still catching tone, and like it kind of came naturally to me because it made sense because of like my singing practices and shit.
Right.
So like it made sense to me to do it, and it didn't like, blow my voice out. So I was like, okay, cool, like I'll just fucking do it this way. And so I ended up like, they just loved my tone, and then I like joined that band, and then I just continued practicing all out through all of that shit. It's so basically, since the rip of me being in bands, it's been trial and error up until this point. You know what I mean? So like it hasn't. I never planned for anything. I was always just like on the run, like teaching myself how to do vocals throughout this entire journey, basically, which is been about 5 or 6 years now.
That's awesome. Damn. Did you have like a vocalist that you tried to mimic? I know for me, it was Phil Bozeman. That's like my guy. I got a Whitechapel tattoo. That's how. Right. So that's like,
yeah, I really wanted to sound like CJ McMahon from Thyart.
God, wow.
So my open lows like are that, it's the same exact fucking like type of vocal.
Now that you say that,
the whoa, like all of like those open ones or whatever, and all of that shit, it's the same thing. And so I really wanted to be him for fucking ever. I was just like like I was just always like, I have to fucking match that shit, dude. So I was just chasing this rabbit for fucking years. And then I fell in love with a vocalist who has been since canceled, so I can't really like get into it, but okay, I got you. So and then that was about that. And he, I mean, even like, I'm not trying to get into that, but he ended up like giving me some pointers on vocals too, and like then I started learning how to do my tunnel stuff. But so regardless of that whole situation, it's been trial and error throughout the whole thing, and I've just been trying to fucking, I guess I idolize like CJ and from Thyart, and I'm sorry,
clarify that there.
It's just I had to clarify.
I got you.
And I guess, dude, probably like Corey Taylor. I really like the way his like yells are, dude. Like it's very I like dude. I'm a big like voice behind a mid kind of guy. I don't like the fry tone mid where it's like, you know what I mean? Like shit like that. I can't stand that vocal style. So like when I hear like, dude, like when I hear like Spite or like Knock Loose or like Slipknot, you know what I mean? Like fucking this band called Blood Youth. I don't know if you ever heard of them.
I've heard of them. Yeah.
Dude, Blood Youth, I am fucking obsessed with that band right now because of that shit, dude. But like it's just like shit like a really like fucking meaty mid, bro, with like your own voice behind it. I feel like adds to your music so much more because you're being yourself. Like there's a genuine presence of your voice on the track. Yeah. Instead of just trying to like shape a tone. Because I feel like that's what a lot of deathcore bands do. You know what I mean? They do like a lot of like, it's like just very atonal, like it's a low, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
the shit is just like, you know, but like there's, you know, these bands out here, like, dude, that breakdown in that new Landmark song, that fucking, yo, what the fuck is up?
Dude,
Word!
I
That fucking
love,
shit, dude. I literally almost about beat the shit out of my friend when I was listening to that damn song.
dude, I am so pumped for their record. Like
Bro, I am too. That shit is gonna
Oh.
slap. Because I never even gave that band a chance.
Me neither.
Until that song. I
Right.
listened to that song and I was like, holy fuck, that is awesome, dude. Like,
That grungy open, and then it's just like all the gates of hell opened up after that.
dude, it was, yo, what the fuck is up? Word!
But yeah,
God.
dude, and I just
Damn
want to
it,
say,
bro. That shit is so hard.
and I just want to say, we both have songs that feature canceled vocalists. I just want a virtual high five over that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, nice. There we go, dude.
High five. Yeah.
You really know how to plan those out, huh?
Oh yeah, well yeah. I'll give a hint as to mine if you don't know. It's they played on the Spite tour. I'll tell you that.
Oh, shitballs. Okay,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah, bad time.
Wait. There's two of them that were on the Spite tour, isn't there? Oh no. One of them left. My bad. That's right.
I was like, is there another one?
I was like, fuck. I couldn't remember what happened with Burial, so I remember something happened.
Yeah, no,
like,
yeah. Travis, he's a good boy. I think, yeah, he's a good boy from what I know.
Yeah, I thought so too. Like, you
Yeah.
know, I'm friends with Mitchell, their guitarist. He's really nice, dude. Like, I really like that guy.
Yeah, that's a story that I can tell you off air about. That was a trip, needless to say. But
yeah. Anyways, but yeah.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I wanted to talk to you about football because I'm finding a lot of parallels with us. You know, like, you know, the songs with the features, and then also for me before I got into really because I was always like a car screamer guy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
But I when I was in college, I was going for journalism. I got a job writing for Bleacher Report. I wrote about the NFL for Bleacher Report. And
No way.
yeah, I did that for 3 years. And so I was really into football. I have bad knees. Like I have degenerative issues. So I couldn't play. So I did the next best
Oh my
thing.
God.
Yeah.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah, you can search me. I'm on there. I wrote a lot of like, you know, so I'm used to, so that actually got me
prepared. I used to read Bleacher Report back in the day, bro. Like I fucking Really? I know it probably wasn't around the same time, but yeah, I used to fucking do that for sure. Yeah, I used to read all that shit on the Bleacher Report.
Were you one of the people that used to tell me to jump off of a building because I thought the Chargers would go 7?
No, those guys were assholes. No, but
yeah, but no, that was just so
crazy.
That acclimated me for the hate online for being in a metalcore band. But anyway, so you played football. What did you? Because what did you play back in the day? What position? I
played left tackle and a little bit of defensive end.
Really? Okay. And you played at Dean. How did you make your way up to Dean? Because when you said Dean College, I was like, wait a minute, is there another one? Because I know of the one in Mass, but because I'm in New Hampshire, I'm like literally like 35 minutes. I'm like 35 minutes from Boston. So how did you make your way up there playing football?
So I was a pretty decent football player, back in my day. Was no slouch. Definitely was getting recruited by big schools. So,
really?
But yeah, my grades sucked. So I fucking all in high school. I would fucking, I pretty much like smoked my way out of high school, bro. Like I was just fucking high as fuck all the time.
Oh man.
And I just didn't care, dude. I was like, I hated my life because I really didn't even fucking love football very much until like I just kind of got forced to play it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I was force fed this sport and, it like was like, it's fine. Because I always said yes. They were like, they always asked me, do you want to play? And I was like, yeah, because I knew that it made them like, it was like, they got stoked about football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, so I was always like trying to, I was always trying to like appease, I was trying to make them happy. And like, I know that that's what they wanted me to do. So I was always like, yeah, dude, like I'll fucking do it because, I was just, a kid, whatever. And I just like, I started playing and then fucking I became pretty decent at it. I'm a fucking 6'6" individual.
Are you
So
really?
fucking yeah, absolutely. I'm 6'6".
Holy shit! I didn't know you were that. I didn't know you were that. Oh, holy
yeah,
shit!
dude.
Okay.
I am
Well, I'm
a
glad that we're
fucking
friends now. I'm glad that we're friends.
I'm a behemoth of a man, bro. Like
I'm
I'm a
glad that we're
fucking
friends.
big
You can
dude.
protect me. Okay, okay. Go ahead.
And so like, I was getting looked at by bigger colleges and shit, but like my grades sucked, so like I couldn't go to any of those schools that were like they wanted me to go there. So like I was gonna go to Dean, which was like a feeder school into like, some D1 colleges and shit. And so I was, playing football up there, and I just fucking, dude, when I got up there, I was this was stupid. Okay, I'm gonna this is the real reason of why I ended up there, right?
Okay. All right.
So I fucking after high school, I was just like, like I said, I kind of smoked myself into oblivion, and I fucking partied super hard. I like had to go to summer school to pass, and so like I committed to Dean because it was like super far away, and it was like one of the like the big like a school that I could like really, I was thinking about football, like whatever, I can get into bigger schools really quickly, and because I was only gonna have to play like a year, and then I'd be able to like go fucking I'd be able to go to like I was like Boston College or like Clemson or whatever the fuck, and I was like cool, and I get there, I get up to fucking to Mass, I like move into my dorm. I'm roommates with this kid named Coey, and he was also from Georgia, so like it was weird, like we were like, holy fuck, dude, we're like from the same state, but we're like in a different state together. Right. And like, so like, we vibed on like, Georgia shit and stuff, but he was like super redneck. Like he was like Forrest Gump. He was Bubba Gump, dude. That's literally what we called him. He literally was like a country black guy, and he was awesome, dude. I love that kid, bro. I love him to death. And he was also like, he was just super Bubba Gumpy, bro. Like it was hilarious, but like, I love that kid, dude. And, I actually miss him. He actually comments on some of my stuff recently, and I was just like, holy shit, I haven't seen you in forever, but whatever. And cool. So yeah, I like get up there, and I just turn into a depressed individual, dude. Like I was fucking not happy. I was, because I like the summer leading up to when I left to go to Boston, I partied with my friends every day in my nana's basement. Like my nana just didn't care. She was like, you can have your friends over, I'll buy you alcohol. Like my nana's the shit. Wow. Like she was the shit, dude.
Shout out to Nana.
Shit. She lives in fucking Tennessee. Yeah, fucking for real. Love my nana. But so like I fucking was like partying all this, so I got to see all my friends all the time, and then I just had to like pop off to Boston, you know what I mean? And so like, I hated not being able to like talk to anyone, and like I became real like afraid to like talk to people a little bit. So I was trying to be social, but I felt like I was trying to be too social. So I had like 3 friends, whatever. And it was like my friend Sean, Chris, and another Chris, and we just like literally would skip class and we would go smoke Black and Milds at the train station, bro. Like we would go to the train station, we would smoke weed, and like I would just fucking skip all my classes, and I was like, yo, fuck it, I'll just show up for fucking football practice in the evening. And so I fucking, I would go to my like 6 a.m. workout like that we had to do for football. I would go, and then I would come back and I would just sleep, or I'd go and like, dick off in Boston. I would like take the train into Boston and then come back like right before fucking football practice. I was basically living like an NFL athlete, I guess, because I wasn't going to school, and I was just doing football shit and then spending money in Boston the whole time. You know what I mean?
Damn, yeah.
And so I was like, starting to get in trouble for it. I like played the season. They kept me eligible through the season because I was like the starter, and I wasn't going to class, and I still somehow had C's in all my classes. So that's weird, first of all. But, and so like right after the season ended, like, whatever, I just like got a call from my, like the counselor or whatever that was up there, and they were just like, hey dude, so I guess like they just kept you eligible through the season or whatever, but like it's showing that you haven't shown up to class now for like the past like however many months it was. And I was just like, yeah, dude, like I'm just fucking going through some shit. And then they were just like, well, we're gonna revoke your scholarship or whatever, and like fucking like you're probably gonna have to like get off campus in like the next like 48 hours. And I was just like, damn, all right, bro, like that's cool. And then
Oh my god.
so I fucking yeah, and then so I fucking yeah. And then so and then
Dude.
some things happened after that, and then I got like, you know, I got kicked off campus or whatever, and then I fucking then my fucking nana like drove all the way up and like picked up all my shit from fucking Georgia. She drove all the way up here so she could pick up all my stuff. And then
Shout out to Nana.
yeah, Nana's the shit. And then we drove all the way the buck back down, back to Georgia from Boston. So
Damn, bro.
it was
I didn't mean to open up any old wounds.
bro. I'm just reflecting now, dude. Like I don't know. I'm not like embarrassed of any of it. You know what I mean?
Not
like,
at
it is
all.
what it is, dude.
No,
Like
what I get
just
out of
like
it.
I just fucking. I mean, I've been, you know, I've been through a little bit of things, you know, in the past, you know, couple of years, but like it's cool. Like I mean, I'm still trying, you know, trying my best. I'm in a cool band, you know what I mean? Like I got good people around me, so I'm not really stressing too hard, bro. It is what it is.
Man,
like you know, the world. And it obviously wasn't for me, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I know because, like, I hated doing that shit, bro. Like, I hated playing football up there. I fucking hated having to fucking shovel through 6 feet of snow when it fucking snowed. And I fucking hated, like, all this other shit. Nah. Right, nah. And it's just, like, I feel like it was just because I was so unhappy with the fact that I was away from everybody. Like, I went back up there and, like, during tour and stuff, I didn't mind the snow. I was like, this is cool as fuck, bro. Like, whatever. And it's just, like, I feel like I was just so bitter at that time period of my life because I resented myself for even making the decision to keep doing this shit. You know, I had a desire to do music. Like when I was in Boston, I would go into Boston. I would like fucking do like stupid shit outside of bars for money. You know what I mean? Like whatever.
Right.
And it was just kind of like, I just wanted to do something else. And I knew that like where I wasn't where I needed to be. And then, so I came home and my parents, like, you know, obviously were super pressed because, you know, I just fucking basically tossed that whole thing out the window. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was just like, yeah, my whole life, dude, like, peace. Like, it literally was like life altering, bro. Like that was like one of those like moments that like severed like the first, I like to think about it as like, that was the defining moment of like, when I was like, okay, cool, I'm going to do music. You know what I mean? Is when I was just like, came home from doing college football, and that's like all I knew. All I knew was school and sports and fucking whatever. And then I came home and I was boom, like within like I stayed at my parents' house for like a month or two maybe, and then they got pissed because I wasn't going to school. I have two little sisters, and so like they didn't want to set a bad example for them, I guess. And you know, like I get where they're coming from. You know, it's not, I don't hate my parents. I love my parents to death, dude. Like they're fucking awesome. They like support the shit out of me now. They didn't at first, but like,
right.
It's a lot, you know what I mean? Like it's just some, you know, some stuff or whatever. But, and that, I feel like that was like what really like drove me into fucking like going and finding to do like music and shit. Now, like I've never felt more sure of anything in my whole life than like me doing music with Left to Suffer and everything, bro. Like it just feels like what I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, man, I agree. And I can't, but you know, I can't help but think, and I know that, you know, I know that you, obviously you left football. It wasn't like a bit, it just wasn't for you. And I know you said that, but I bet you can't help but think that, you know, you watch, you know, Clemson a couple weeks ago. You're like, damn, I probably could have been protecting his blind side. You know, Trevor Lawrence, you know what I'm saying? But
I definitely that was the track that I was on, bro. Like it was already like it was planned. Like that was what was gonna happen. And like I pissed it, bro. I was just like, I knew I didn't want to do it, dude. Like,
well, that's what I was gonna say. And is that the good thing? And I think that's the ultimate example of passion, you know, coming first. And I think that's important for a lot of people. And I think a lot of people, you know, even if it's not football, right? Like a lot of people might be like, Taylor, what the hell, man? You know, but like a lot of people will get into the rat race over doing their passion. And then, you know, I bet that you're more happy now with Left to Suffer than you would have ever been playing left tackle at Clemson or something like that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, bro. Like it's just, I mean, I just, like I said, man, I just feel like once I started doing music, I knew that I was supposed to be doing music. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because like even from like I was a kid, like I would play, guitar with my couple of my friends around the neighborhood and shit, and like they would like play guitar and I would sing and like whatever, and like it was like they were always like, man, like you can really sing, bro. Like you can like really do something or whatever, and like it was always like, yo, dude, like you should definitely try to like make something sometime, and it was always like an idea when I was a kid of like me actually pursuing to do music and shit, like and it was just like, like my brother Josh, like he was like super like, dude, he was always my fucking like, yo, dude, like you need to fucking go do music, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're fucking sick. Like I would sit in his room all the time and like he would like fucking play acoustic guitar. We would like create songs together and shit. Even when we were kids, and like it was just like a cool, I don't know, man. Like it
The
was just like
calling.
yeah, it's just like that's just what made like it's been like an underlying theme for my whole life, but like I guess I've just been like I'm trying to do football, so I've been like suppressing it, but it finally like it just pushed its way to the surface where like it was like, yo, dude, like this is what you care about. Like, I mean, I will do anything like at any time. Like I'm fucking like willing to put in whatever like amount of work for like anything. Like I am with music, bro. Like if I was put in like some situation where it was like, bro, like you got to fucking make like fucking $1,000 in a week or something for something. And it was just like, fuck, bro, I'm about to fucking go work like 20 jobs this week to go fucking make $1,000. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like and that's like where that's the mindset that like my whole band has. And that's why we like, dude, like with Jeff, like he'll just be like, boom, 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 like fucking like firecracker shit at us, dude. And it's always like, we got to keep fucking like taking it and moving forward and taking it moving forward. And like, it takes a lot of like mental focus and like dedication to like being a part of like what's going on. And it's just, I don't know, that's what I'm saying, dude. It's just whatever. I keep going off on tangents, bro. I'm
No,
so
man, but
sorry, but
no, that's fine. And I think this is a good place to kind of wrap it up. But I will say this though, man, after you tell him that story, and I know that obviously we don't really know each other that well. I think we know each other a little bit better now after this. But I'm definitely
absolutely,
more
yeah.
I'm more of a fan of you than I was 2 hours ago now. I mean, I think that's super inspiring.
Yeah,
Uh
man. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
I man, I mean that because I, I really admire that. I mean, obviously, people will look at that and they'd say like, dude, you could have been making bank in the NFL. Because I mean,
Yeah.
I had no idea if you started this podcast saying that, I would have been like, what the fuck? Like I was like, I had no idea. But
Yeah.
so with that though, man, you seem like a good I ask people this at the end of pretty much every podcast, but you seem like the person I think that could really offer some words of wisdom here, because you have been a lot of people deal with parents being drug addicts and stuff like that. That's kind of my backstory, but you, I mean, Thank you for listening to this edition of the TrueShot Guest Spot Podcast. Hope you enjoyed my chat with Taylor Barber of Left to Suffer. If you want to support the show, make sure you leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, or if you're listening to this on Spotify, share it with a friend. If you're watching on YouTube, like the video, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Leave a comment below. All that really helps us out a lot. And if you want to go even further than that, you can subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/TrueShotOfficial, or pick up some merch like this hat here if you're watching on video, the new TrueShot Dad hat. We also got hoodies. We got a bunch of stuff over there. All those links will be in the description below. And until the next one, episode 25 will be next with Metal Burb. Take care. Bye-bye.